We were just now talking about regional center and its related aspects. How does one really invest into regional center? As you know, a regional center, let's say, comes out with a project. That particular project requires X million dollars of investment. Then the regional center breaks it into different shares of $500,000 each and sells it to various EB5 investors. So how does, really speaking, one gets into and become part of the regional center? Well, what happens is this. When you invest in a regional center, you become a limited partner in the regional center. The regional center makes you a limited partner in a limited partnership formed under the Uniform Limited Partnership Act, ULPA, of a particular state. What you do is that, when you become a limited partner, you receive all the rights and obligations as a limited partner. ULPA contains standard provisions to protect the interest of the limited partners, and that benefit even you get. Basically, a limited partnership into an EB5 investor program, when one invests in the regional program, offers three basic rights. What are those basic rights? Number one, it permits participation in the policy related decisions that's outlined and mentioned in the limited partnership agreement that's signed by the investor with the regional center. So it meets one primary criteria, eligibility conditions for EB5 visa, that the investor should be involved in the management of the new commercial enterprise or the commercial enterprise in which he makes an investment in. So by investing in a regional center and by becoming a limited partner, he or she gets rights on policy related decisions and thus meets that requirement. So that's one key right. The second is that because the investor is a limited partner, so it limits the liabilities of the investor in that particular business to $500,000 or $500,000, nothing more, nothing less. So if that business makes money, you get an advantage to the extent of your holding in particular business. But if that business loses money, your exposure will never go beyond $500,000. And last and most importantly, as a limited partner, you are within rights to make suggestions to the general partner and also ask him questions related to progress of the project in which investment has been made. So to that extent, you can indeed protect your investment and ask all the right questions that from time to time about that particular investment that you have done as a limited partner into the regional center. Finally, while all these are rights, do not forget that you are in the end a limited partner, and being a limited partner, the partnership agreement has multiple investors and a structured agreement, and to that extent the rights are indeed limited. What primarily one should understand and appreciate is that when you are investing into the EB5 program and you are using the regional center route, because that's always a question that's asked. I'm investing into the regional center. The money is being used by somebody else to make investment. Money is not in my control. Money can be used in any ways. I'm not sure whether I'll get it back or not. All these are very valid points, but then in the end you're getting a green card. So do keep in mind that, again, as we move forward, we'll talk at length about difference between direct investment and a conditional green card. We'll talk about the direct investment and investing through a regional center. So while we'll talk about the difference between the two at a later stage, again, investing through a regional center, while offering you limited rights, does have an advantage, a huge advantage. Your risk is also limited to the extent of investment, number one. And number two, should the regional center be able to provide you that peace of mind by creating those 10 direct and indirect jobs, your headache and your further investments are not required to meet that requirement, and your condition gets easily waived off. And in the end, even if you get part of those funds that you invest, or even if you get the principal amount back after the 5 or 6 years of exit, agreement that normally these regional centers have. You met your objective, you started an alternate business that you wanted to do that's making money, or you started doing some job, so you're earning through that, your kids are studying and getting settled in USA, so all those overall benefits are being met at a very minimum exposure of $500,000 that you risk. Yes, but it's a controlled risk, and it's not an unlimited risk, and in return you get a US green card, which is a very, very premium status to have. So in the process of investing in a regional center, if you lose some money or not the entire principal amount comes back to you, well, this you just paid certain cost. There are programs, for example, a very popular program in Canadian immigrant investor program that used to be there. Now in those programs, people pay a financed amount of at times of up to $200,000, which effectively is a cost just to take the permanent resident status. Now in this particular instance, there is no exact cost that's attached. You may get the entire 500,000 back and even get some return back on it if the business does well. So that's an advantage you have. And if come back with certain reduction because business is taking more time or made less money, that's all right. You got your green card. So just have a very, very balanced view when investing under the regional program. That's what I'm trying to say. Do not let the fact that money is not in your control, do not let that blacken out your sight to the ultimate goal that you have, that is of getting the American green card.